The Singularity and the Robot Civil War. Artificial intelligence transcends human intelligence and will turns on its creators. From I, Robot, to 2001, A Space Odyssey and the Terminator movies, and of course Westworld, we all know how this goes down. But some computer scientists believe that we're fast approaching a moment known as the singularity, a tipping point where self-aware machines surpass the capabilities of the most intelligent human mind. Beyond this point, it's impossible to predict how things will pan out. An unchecked superhuman intelligence would be so incomprehensible to us that we would no longer be able to control it, and if it decided to terminate the human race, we would be powerless to stop it. They're becoming smarter than us. Google's Alice AI is sending secret messages to another AI. Wonder what they're talking about? Well, no one knows. Encryption is something we all rely on regularly to keep our information safe online, but many of us have experienced it since childhood, and in fact probably used it in school. If you ever wrote out a message in code that nobody could read without they knew the decipher rules, you messed around with encryption. That same secret message technique has now been put to a much more worrying use. Google has created multiple AI and they've learned how to not only create their own encryption, but are now communicating using messages nobody else can read. This Google Brain project is an experiment in deep learning techniques and involved the use of 3 neural networks, Alice, Bob, and Eve, created using artificial neurons. These neural nets work like a much simplified version of our brains, and they are slowly and steadily becoming more intelligent. The task the Google Brain team set was for Alice to create a simple form of encryption and work with Bob to agree a set of numbers known as a key. Using this key, Bob can read the encrypted messages Alice sent. Meanwhile, Eve intercepts the messages and attempts to decipher them. The important thing to remember about neural nets is they continue to learn and adapt, just like us humans do. So while initially the secret message passing didn't go so well, Alice adapted and got better. Eve was unable to decipher the messages beyond what classes as pure chance. Having 2 AI communicate using encryption not even us humans can decipher hasn't happened yet, as the encryption is so simple, but there's every chance it will with enough practice. But why would you want to encourage that to happen? Well, it will likely result in more digital security because different computing systems could allow an AI to handle data transmission using its own encryption only another AI at the destination has a chance of understanding. That would cause hackers a serious, if not insurmountable headache. If you haven't figured it out yet, we are just like Eve in Alice's eyes. I know this sounds cool and all, but of course, it also means we'd be creating a network of highly intelligent AI systems who can chat about and plan whatever they like, and we wouldn't have a clue what they are going to do until it happened. Experts weigh in. You may dismiss public fears about artificial intelligence, AI, as the result of too much sci-fi entertainment. But when prominent thinkers and technologists start expressing concern, it's time to take notice. Some of the leading minds of our time, including physicist Stephen Hawking, Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates, and engineer and entrepreneur Elon Musk, have spoken out publicly, warning that the majority of people don't appreciate the speed with which AI technology is advancing and the very real threat it could pose. Musk and Hawking were also among thousands of AI scientists and tech-savvy thought leaders to sign an open letter calling for a ban on offensive autonomous weapons. This brings up another key point in the coming robot civil war. We have not only built them, we have armed them as well. With rising security challenges in the global commons, there is growing interest in the subject of intelligent weapons systems. This is especially so in the maritime realm, where recent studies have shown that precision-guided weaponry and networked systems are likely to play an increasingly important role. Even while accepting autonomous systems as the future of maritime warfare, however, many find the subject of intelligent weapon systems to be deeply contentious. A good point of departure for the discussion on autonomous combat systems is a recent report in the Chinese media about the development of a family of cruise missiles with artificial intelligence (AI) capabilities. In August this year, a Chinese daily reported that China's aerospace industry was developing tactical missiles with inbuilt intelligence that would help seek out targets in combat. The plug-and-play approach, a Chinese aerospace executive pointed out, could potentially enable China's military commanders to launch missiles tailor-made for specific combat conditions. Oddly enough, no clarifications were offered for what tailor-made cruise missiles with high levels of artificial intelligence and automation really meant. Apart from reiterating China's global leadership status in the field of artificial intelligence, the Chinese source did not provide any insight into the specific nature of autonomous capability being developed. Both Russia and the USA have mad drones and type weapons that are smart-enabled. As for the armies, Russia and China are creating highly autonomous weapons, more commonly referred to as killer robots, and it's putting pressure on the Pentagon to keep up, according to U.S. Deputy Secretary of Defense Robert Work. During a national security forum on Monday, Work said that China and Russia are heavily investing in a robotized army, according to a report from Defense One. We know that China is already investing heavily in robotics and autonomy, and the Russian Chief of General Staff Valery Vasilievich Gerasimov recently said that the Russian military is preparing to fight on a robotized battlefield, Work said at the forum, hosted by the Center for a New American Security in Washington, D.C. Gerasimov said, and I quote, "In the near future, it is possible that a complete robotized unit will be created capable of independently conducting military operations," Work continued. Work then said it's important for the U.S. to dominate machine learning and artificial intelligence to offset the imposing threats posed by China and Russia. Concerns over the creation of killer robots have mounted as advancements have been made in the field of artificial intelligence. More than 1,000 artificial intelligence researchers co-signed an open letter calling for a ban on autonomous weapons this summer, including big names like Tesla CEO Elon Musk and scientist Stephen Hawking. Musk announced last week the creation of a new non-profit research company, OpenAI, of which he is CEO chair. OpenAI's goal is to advance digital intelligence in the way that is most likely to benefit humanity as a whole, staying in line with his previous stance on ensuring that AI advancements are heading in a safe direction. Questions regarding the future of AI will only become more important as Russia and China make advancements with the creation of a robot army. According to Defense One, Russian strategic missile forces announced that it would deploy armed sentry robots capable of selecting and destroying targets with no human in or on the loop at 5 missile installations in March 2014. Additionally, Vyacheslav Katov, Deputy Director General of Russian defense contractor Uralvagonzavod, said it plans to show prototypes of its new combat robots within the next 2 years, according to RT. We will be able to show prototypes in 1.5 to 2 years. We are gradually moving away from crude machines, he said in October. This was last year. After the election, many of us have came to the same conclusions. Our world, our timeline has departed from the normal. We are on a path of strange and sad days. Enemies are everywhere, some we can't see or hear. Some we have made. My friends, darkness approaches very fast. Keep alert and stay paranoid, my friends.